And I think we're going to begin, I don't want to block my view. I think we're going to begin, let's begin sitting cross-legged. Why change the habit of a lifetime? And bringing your hands to your knees, sitting up nice and tall. So we're in the month of September, the month of harvesting, letting go to be able to harvest all that we have prepared. So it's almost like that role as a mother, you harvest, you build and nurture your children to let them go. Devastatingly uncomfortable. But these are the dynamics of life, aren't they? The circle of life. And there's other things that we're harvesting now to let them go. I found this lovely quote from Ralph Waldo Emerson. I'd like to meet that man. He just makes some amazing quotes, says some great things. But this one struck me this morning. Most of the shadows in life are caused by standing in our own sunshine. Most of the shadows in life are caused by standing in our own sunshine. Feels very true to me. So as you press your sitting bones down into the floor, sit up a little taller, drop the chin towards the chest, and breathe in and out through the nose. Gently starting to circle the head. And then changing directions of those head circles, dropping ear to shoulder. Exhaling as chin comes down. Ear across to your other shoulder. And coming up and over. Some days are more mobile than others. And letting your shoulders start to circle. And then elbows circling. And then full arm extensions. It's lovely to slowly and gently come home to our bodies, hands on knees, circling the heart. How's the lower back feeling? And then changing direction. to center. Just noticing how your breath feels, breathing through the nose. And then coming up onto your knees, and we'll begin by sitting back on heels, forehead on the floor. So for some of you, if you've got a big pillow and you want to work with it, there is something really nourishing about bringing the floor up to meet you. You can just fold across over a pillow and turn your head to the side. Or being on the floor, you'll just not have that pillow there. And you can bring your arms either side of you for child's pose. And perhaps your forehead is down. And inhale as you come back up again. Take the big pillow away. We're going to take legs straight out in front of you. And if you've got a pillow that you can use, you're going to have that tucked directly behind you. And if you don't have the pillow, you're just going to come and lie down on your back. And open your arms out wide to the side. With the pillow, your head is going to be hanging down towards the floor, but you need to be really aware of your neck. Be sure that you are honestly looking after that neck and not straining it in any way. And the idea is we're trying to get a little bit of an arch in the spine. So those of you without pillows, you could take supported bridge pose if you wanted to here. And just notice how your breath is feeling. And where your breath is going to in your body. And then bringing your arms back in, and we're going to come up to sitting. And take the cushion away. And I'll turn to face you. We're going to do a forward fold. So just have your toes pointing upwards. Actually, let's do it this way. Start with your knees bent. Have your feet slightly apart. Holding onto your knees, sit up really tall as you inhale. And as you exhale, lean forward, hook elbows over the top of knees and see if you can take hold of your feet. And then drop your chin towards your chest. And then from here, you can start to walk your sitting bones back. Or you can start to walk your heels forward, whichever feels easier for you. You're not going to be going anywhere near straight legs. But you're just playing with, if I lean my torso on my upper thigh, how much of a stretch can I get in my hamstrings? So we're not coming up away from the thigh. We're staying connected. Armpits are staying connected with knees. And then come back up and bring the feet in towards you. And you're going to come up onto your feet and come into Malasana. So Malasana is like happy baby pose, really, except sitting. So if you want to take this lying down on your back, you take happy baby pose. Get into our hips. And then coming from Malasana pose back down again, legs out in front of you. And we're going to bend the right knee. Bring that in towards your body. Bring the foot across. Move that right heel back towards the left hip, so knees are stacked one on top of the other and toes are pointing upwards. You can bring your hands to your right knee and just sit up nice and tall to begin with. And then you're going to take your left hand down over towards the foot. And as you lean over to the left, place the hand flat on the floor and push down through the hand so that you get the right sitting bone to come towards the floor as well. So you're stabilizing your pelvis. And just drop left ear down to left shoulder. You might feel you want to also raise the right arm overhead. Coming back up to center. Now bring your hands down either side of that left leg. Inhale as you sit up and exhale as you walk your hands slowly forwards. And as I say, some days are more mobile than others. For myself, there's almost no movement on this forward bend. My lower back is not wanting to move yet. It's very early in the day, so there's no expectation from me. Just breath, giving your body space to move the way it wants you to move, rather than dictating to your body the way you think it should move. Coming back up. Bringing that knee back across. Foot across. As we're here, we just as well do a bit of a twist. So bring the left hand up. As you exhale, take it across. So for some of you, if you want to take it gentle across, you're just going to hug that knee and bring the right hand behind you. Or you might want to take your elbow across, and that makes it slightly more intense. With the elbow across, it's quite nice actually to bend the elbow and have the palm facing away from you, fingers pointing up. So our choice of asanas is really trying to open up the heart space today. And coming back to center, the sole of the foot can come to the inner thigh, the knee drops out to the side. Another great opportunity for a cushion or a pillow. Really makes a difference for me on my inner thigh if I do that. Left toes point upwards, hands either side of your left leg. Inhale as you sit up and exhale as you slowly walk forwards. Maybe your hands come to your toes, maybe they don't. Your breath will tell you. If your breath is able to remain smooth and deep, then you can start to find an edge. If you're holding your breath, then you've already found your edge. You can maybe take your foot off the pedal. Okay, coming back up. And we will remove that pillow and bring your legs straight out in front of you. Give them a shake. And let's point our toes. That's that way so you can see better. Point our toes. Take our hands behind, fingers pointing towards sitting bones. Roll the shoulders back. Press through the hands, lift the hips. Toes coming down towards the floor as you look up towards the ceiling. Heart lifts. And lowering yourself back down again. Okay, and do the other side, so left knee bends, foot comes across, heel moves back towards opposite hip, so knees stack one on top of the other, and right toes point upwards, hands either side of the legs. Bring your hands to your knee as you sit up a little taller. And then drop your right hand down just outside of the foot. And as the heel of the hand comes down, you'll slightly lean over to the right. Push down through that hand and let the left sitting bone stabilize you. Very, very subtle, but hopefully delicious side stretch, and you can make it a little bit stronger by reaching the left arm up and over if you wish. And inhaling as you come back up. Bring that knee up, bring it back across, hug the knee. These left toes are still pointing upwards. You're going to take your left hand, the right toes are pointing upwards. The left hand's going to come behind. Perhaps you just hug the knee and twist. Perhaps you take the elbow across and make the twist a little bit stronger. Keep lifting the ribcage up from the pelvis so you're not slumping in the spine at all. You can smile to yourself while you're here. Listening out for the sound of your breath. And then coming back to center, sole of foot to inner thigh, knee dropping out to the side, perhaps with a cushion. Right toes are still pointing upwards. Inhale and exhale as you come forwards. Inhaling as you come back up and releasing that leg, taking the pillow away. We're going to come onto all fours, and this is the bit where you might want the block or book to have that handy. So feet, knees beneath hips, hands beneath shoulders, an easy cat and cow. Maybe tuck the toes under and take a little down dog if your hamstrings think that would be a good idea. And then dropping back down to your knees. We'll extend the right leg out behind. And then as you exhale, bring the knee in towards your chest. Place the foot forwards between your hands and come to lunge. And if you're working with books, I suppose you probably ought to have 2 books actually, but I've only got one. I'm going to bring the book alongside my heel and then come up and press down on the spine of the book so it gives me some support. And let the hips lunge forwards. I'll do that on that side as well. If you had 2, you'd be like this. Another option is to interlink your hands, bring your hands to your thigh and let the knee glide forwards a little bit more. And releasing the hands. And you can choose to have your hands on the floor or to continue with the book or the block. You're going to glide back into a runner's stretch. And then gliding back forwards again. Lay your hands flat on the floor. Bring your knees back together. And then the left leg goes out behind you. Nice inhale, and as you exhale, the left foot comes forward. Option to use blocks. I prefer tucking the toes under of my back foot, but that's just my knee prefers that. Doesn't mean you have to do that. Interlink your fingers if you're taking that option. Press the knee forward. We'll keep going with the blocks. And then bringing your hands down to the floor or laying them on the blocks, glide the sitting bones back. Coming into a runner's stretch. And then coming forwards again. And returning knees together. So we're back into tabletop. Walking your hands forwards. Let's take a melted heart towards the earth. Perhaps your chin rests on the floor, perhaps your forehead. And then keeping the forearms on the floor, rock your hips forwards. So you come to lying down. Shoulders away from ears. You might rearrange your arms to get more comfortable. We're in Sphinx pose. See if you can really press down through the forearms and then allow your ribcage to move forwards. If you want to, you can press through your hands and slowly come back up into a extended Sphinx pose. But be sure that the lower back's happy about that. fine to keep your elbows on the floor also. And then lower yourself down to the floor, bring your hands either side of your chest, press through your hands and sit back on your heels into prayer pose. Going back up to sitting. And sit cross-legged. We're going to bring our hands into lotus prayer. So tips of little fingers together, tips of thumbs together, other fingers kind of creating a cup shape at your heart center. Taking a moment to breathe here. Bringing the palms together. Namaste.